The United States is walking into a geopolitical trap that could bankrupt the American worker and signal the definitive end of US dominance as we know it. This isn't just another headline or a distant skirmish. This is the precise moment the gears of the global economy are grinding to a halt, and it is going to hit your bank account before the week is out. We were promised a walkover, a lightning-fast display of aerial superiority that would stabilize the Middle East and secure our interests. Instead, as a chilling new analysis from Larry Elliott in The Guardian warns, we have stumbled into the 21st century version of the Boer War. Just as the British Empire's hollow victory in South Africa in 1899 signalled the beginning of the end for London's global hegemony, the current escalation with Iran is exposing the terrifying fragility of the American economic empire. Look at what's happening behind the scenes that the mainstream networks are refusing to cover. While the Pentagon touts military superiority, Iranian forces are utilizing asymmetrical guerrilla tactics that have effectively paralyzed the Strait of Hormuz. This matters to you because your life runs on these supply chains. Since hostilities began, the price of Brent crude has exploded by 50%. We have seen this pattern before in 1973 and 1979, and as Elliott points out, the outcome is always the same. Oil shocks cause brutal, soul-crushing recessions. When energy costs spike, transportation costs follow, fertilizer prices jump, and suddenly, the simple act of feeding your family becomes a financial crisis. The administration and its media allies are pushing a narrative that maximum pressure will force a surrender and that any economic disruption is transitory. They want you to believe that military might equals economic stability. But let's dismantle that logic. Iran knows that the longer this drags on, the more the American economic miracle crumbles. We aren't just losing oil. We are losing the helium required for semiconductors and the sulfur needed for the batteries in your electronics. The very infrastructure of modern life is snapping in real time. Donald Trump is being schooled on the limits of power, but the tuition for his education is being billed directly to you. He faces a choice that defines the future of this country. End the war now and admit the mission failed, or stay the course and watch the US dollar lose its status as the world's reserve currency to a rising China. We are at the tipping point where the myth of the indispensable superpower meets the harsh reality of a multipolar world. If this conflict marks the definitive end of the American century, what happens to your savings, your job, and your future? Do you think our leaders are actually prepared for a world where the US is no longer the sole economic heavyweight, or are we just sleepwalking into a permanent decline? Drop a comment below. I want to know if you're already feeling the sting of these rising costs in your community. This is a massive shift in global power that we'll be tracking every step of the way, so make sure you're watching closely as this story develops.